It'd be wild.
Hey, 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 everybody.
There we are.
We need to make sure that you can be seen properly. Aid.
I don't mind. Just
Hey, Janelle, how you going? We're up here at SkyBox. I'm going to move back in a minute, but I just want to make sure that you guys can hear us and see it. If you can't hear or see us, just say something in the comments, because we've got the comments up here. We can read them. But yeah, I'm up here at SkyBox with these two lovely, awesome, how can I explain you guys? Kick-ass athletes.
Oh, athletes. Okay.
There's not even good words to explain.
So Aid and Tegan here. And what's your brother's name?
Bree.
Bree. Hey, Bree. Yay! So I'm just going to take a step back so you can see these two amazing people a little bit better. So I decided to join up here just a few weeks ago, and it was probably a bit longer than that because I've been away, but it was super incredible. I love the vibe of these two and everything that they're doing for Geraldton, and also for their community in general, but also for your industry, right?
Yeah.
As well. Yeah. And so we're going to just play this out. Hey, there's Lauren. Lauren's in there. Hey, Lauren. And so I'm just really going to be asking them whatever I feel like, and so apparently Aid's pretty good at stuff like this.
Loves the media mogul.
That's it.
Should have buttoned me up with a few tennies before, and then I wouldn't
Aussie
stop.
Jono.
Yeah.
Awesome. So first off, what kind of inspired you guys to start SkyBox Studio?
So I started boxing when I was going through a bit of a tough phase. I left my marriage and was just pretty lost. So I took up running, and then I took up boxing. And then as a female, it's pretty limited, of course, of what am I going to do with this? I love this skill, but I'm competitive and I want to go to the next level. And I just couldn't find that. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to open a gym where women can train, we can do yoga, we can do fitness, we can do whatever we want in a safe, comfortable environment. And yeah, we want to compete, we can do that too. So yeah, that was it. Doors open. Yeah.
And for yourself, Aid?
Me?
Yeah, just me.
Turned up with his suitcase.
I see it. Look at it.
You might have to go through our love story to find out how he
I'm
got
going to
here.
ask that in a moment.
That's how we got here.
How long have we got for me to explain how I got here?
We want the juicy bit, so go on.
I've always been involved with combat sports and competitions, and then all through the 90s with jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, then I got into MMA. Then I got diagnosed with Crohn's disease, so I had major surgery, part of my bowel removed, and complications. And that kind of put everything on hold for me, and I was like, oh, shit, couldn't train, couldn't compete, kind of lost the will for everything. And then a friend of mine kept inviting me down to his gym. He was saying, come down. I was like, no, I was depressed. I didn't want to do anything. In the end, he got me down there, knowing that I still couldn't train. Yeah. He knew what he was doing. He was a clever guy. He was like, come down. And then, so I went down, and he said, these are new. Can you just help with those? I was like, that helped. I'm just getting this now. I had a dog. I helped with these guys, and I thought, I can still be involved in the sports that I love, but not get injured, not get damaged. And so I was like, okay. So I slowly started to get into coaching. This was around 2002, 2003. And then a couple of years later, I was just getting more and more into it, and then I ended up running the gym. Stop it, please. Running the gym for him, and then just branched out on my own, and then actually coaching boxing now full time. It was about 15 years. Yeah. So yeah, I love what I do. I still get the same feeling of when we train people for fights, when we get them ready for competitions. I still get that same adrenaline. I still get the same excitement, without the pain. Which is really good. Everyone else gets all the pain, but they also get the glory as well. So it's really good, and it's nice to see them on their journey as well, knowing that you know, I've been there, seen it, and I know what they're about to expect. I know how they're going to feel afterwards, you know. So, yeah, it's great to experience that with them and be able to take them on their journey through their combat career.
Yeah, and you can feel the energy from you too. Like you want to try harder when you're in here. You want to give it your all. You can feel that you guys are very passionate about like going with the flow with that with people and saying, yeah, come on, let's bring it. Yeah, like, big time. Yeah. And so, and your love story. Go on.
Don't even tell me.
Oh, you do that. You do that.
Jeez.
You're the talker.
So, there you go. We've only got an hour, right?
Yeah, so come on, let's,
So, what was it, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
3 years ago, obviously, I was going through some troubles where everyone goes through their own troubles in their life.
Yeah.
I ruptured my Achilles and had reconstructive surgery. And I'd signed up to do a boxing yoga teacher training course, which was a yoga specifically designed for fighters. And I was meant to be doing it in my hometown. I was like, okay, great. So I was back, I was doing some Muay Thai at the time, and threw a kick, bang, snapped my Achilles. I had to have reconstructive surgery. This is the build up to, this is the long version, okay? So then you get to the point.
You're listening, everyone.
Okay. And then we met, and here I am. So, and then the company that was doing the teacher training phoned me and said, look, there's not enough interest in where you want to do, so we're going to have to can that one. So I was like, oh, okay. So they just advertised one for India, so I was like, boom, India, there we go, I'm going to go there. Couldn't walk, still had my leg in a moon boot, couldn't put my foot on the floor, but like, I'll go to India and do a yoga training course. I can't walk, but I can stretch. So by the time we got over there, I think I'd had my boots off about 6 weeks, so I was still walking with a limp, doing physio and stuff like that. So that was where Tegan turned up as well. So we were both there, so that was the first time we met, and we kind of went on a couple of dates out there and kept in touch when we came back. And then I organised a teacher training camp. It was a training camp in Iceland, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I was like,
amazing.
Yeah. I was like to T, come over, and she's like, no, it's a bit far. I was like, oh, get your big girl shoes on and get your passport out. And so that was when was that? 6 months afterwards, 4 months, 5 months
after India,
August. Anyway, so around about there. So went to Iceland, and it really is. Have you ever been? You see pictures?
It's amazing.
Oh my goodness, it's an awesome place.
Only seen pictures, that's it.
Incredible.
Can't even think about it. It's an awesome place, and that's where the romance blossomed, and the training blossomed. I think it was the northern lights and the hot springs and hot tubs and clean fresh air, glacial water,
sweaty MMA gyms.
So Tegan flew back to London when the training camp finished, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to go back there, I'm going to fly to London. So we went to London, we got together there, and then Tegan flew home, and I think, what was it, 6 weeks later?
Yeah.
I was like, hey, I guess where I am. So, well, the plan. I know.
Like return ticket? No, what?
The plan.
Coconut.
Yeah.
Oh, bless you.
Yeah, the plan was just to come over and visit, and then Tegan hid my passport, really. Took all my money off me. Actually locked me in the house. Until my flight had gone by, and then I was like, so.
And I just started the gym at that point. I opened in April, and you came in the October. So I was starting the need for another coach, and it just worked out perfectly. Yeah, and the rest is history. I know.
I like that story. That's awesome. So it was totally meant to be there.
Yeah, it was.
It was definitely destiny. Really think so.
It was that right timing in both of our lives. We'd both been through a lot, and then we got to that point that something sent us to India, and luckily it did.
And I was also going to have a chat to you guys about mindset, because obviously with you guys competing and obviously both you guys have like been through a lot in your own lives to be able to step it up to do what you're doing now. So when you guys have competed yourselves or are competing and helping other people compete, how has like your own journey and experience helped like fire them up and help?
Computers are flying.
That's all right. It's a pretty tough one. It's all good. How does that like? Because that's one thing that I did notice with you. You're very good at transferring energy onto people. So how has that been incredible for you?
I think when you go through tough times, I think every time you get burnt or something happens, I feel like it adds to your own fire. Like, I really feel that, and I feel like there's some people in this world that need to feel needed or something, but when you don't feel needed, or when but when you need to feel needed, you're quite a dangerous. You can be quite a dangerous thing can happen. And the same thing when you figure out that you don't need someone. That's saying that there's a spark there as well. And I think that that little bit of like internal grit or fire is I don't think everyone has it. I don't think they do. Yeah. I used to think they do, but I don't. I've met heaps of people and I'm just like, you'll never have it, you don't have it in you. And it's the same when you go through tough times. People can be, like, oh, you'll get over it, you'll be right. Or they're like, oh, what are you doing? Like, that's crazy. Like, get back in the box, in the comfort zone. The fact that someone's doing something is like, and you've said, tall poppy syndrome. It's either attack them and get rid of them, or just let people be, because not everyone has that little bit of grit to be able to jump outside their safety bubble. And as coaches, we already know, I guess, if someone's competing, if someone's got that, and then we just ignite that a little bit more, I guess.
Definitely stoke the fire.
Push and you stoke the fire. For sure.
I mean, at the end of the day, we're only a voice. We can only say so much. You guys,
it's an internal.
You've got to do the work, per se, but we can try and motivate you. And I know, again, going back through my past, I've been, suffered with depression and things like that, and people have had to really, light my fire again, especially, if you have surgery or loss and tragedy in life, it's a real hard time. So, like as Tegan was saying, through our own hardships and people mentoring us and people being strong with us, that's made us stronger. And
and builds resilience.
I know what works for me, and I just hope that what's worked for me, that's what I can only portray on my experiences and pass on, that knowledge. And if it works for some people, it doesn't. We're so happy that we're so happy that that's helped. If it doesn't, then we're not the right people.
No.
Someone
and
somewhere
it's a fine line, isn't it? Like, I've been to a gym before, or say a class, where all the instructor has done is yell at me, and I fucking hate it. I'm like, I don't want to do 10 burpees, and I'm not. But that's the whole point, is what I'm getting to.
Well, is that there's a different. There's a line between like just being an abusive asshole and actually firing someone up, tapping into their passion.
Big difference. So I think
I'd go with the latter. I mean, I'm an abusive asshole.
No, you're not. He isn't.
Definitely not.
He does have 35, but he's not an asshole.
So now there is, it is finding that, it's finding that comfort place for people, and they've got to trust us as well. You can't just come in here and think that I'm going to be like, do this, do that, like, because that's not how it works. I want you to respect me as your coach, and vice versa. Like,
sorry, I'm going to take my shoes off. The dog's just...
You can probably smell it through the camera now.
It'll be your socks now.
Now she's eating toes. So if you want to learn how to walk with no toes after eating them, I've got experience in that. I can help you on your walking journey.
Hey Candace, how you going? So, and so what type of frame of mind do you put yourself into when you are competing? Like, and you want to shift into that? Because obviously it's a different, like coming to a class, sure, you have a mindset to like and fire to make you want to like get in there and do it. But it's a whole other level once you're competing, right?
Yeah.
And so what's that fire that you tap into for yourselves and you know, help you know, the people that you're training to compete as well, that you help them dig into that.
Adrian's just putting some tunes on. He's firing himself up.
Look out.
So I guess it depends on, we're specific to boxing where we're a very solo act. We're not running out on the field as a team. Once you step through the ropes, there's no team. It's you're in your own mind now. Like coaches' voices are there, and that's all well and true. But no one in there is going to pass me the ball or help me out if I fall over, and they're going to pick up the play. Like it's on me, and I know that it's all on me. And I think that in itself, if you can't tap into that, then you're in the wrong place, because you can't. You've got to be able to step in.
I get goosebumps because that excites me.
It's really exhilarating. There's nothing like being on your own, whether it's traveling on your own, just being in the shower on your own. You know, like if you can't, if you can't do something by yourself, then I feel sad for you, because you should be able to do things on your own.
And some people actually have to learn that, don't they?
They do,
because it all comes from. It can be from the way you've been brought up, or just been in a relationship of some kind, or whatever it is. It's like the program, because that's pretty much what we're all programmed to be. Like we're programmed to be followers,
social beings.
That's it. It's like, and so because so many, and I've found like in smaller towns, it's very much like that as well, and it's like that everywhere. But you know, that's why it's so good to get involved with places like SkyBox and these guys, because they can help you step up if there's something that you feel like you're not as resilient as you want to be, and you want to step up, and you feel like that you can be doing more for yourself. This is a great way to do it.
I think we do offer that safe place. Like I know a lot of women that we train suffer with chronic anxiety. They won't come to a class because that's just unfathomable. Then they start coming to classes and realize, like, and we see it in the kids that just blossom. And even the parents are like, who is this child?
I love that.
More so with the kids. I mean, we get a lot coming in, and you'll get one who just stands there in the corner. You know. 3 or 4 weeks later, it's a different kid.
You're like, who is this?
Really come out of the shell. Because it's not, like as you said, it's not a team sport. You know, you're not relying on anyone else. It's not like
you're not letting anyone else down. You know, they know if they don't hit the bag, they're not letting anyone else down. That's not. So I think it's that. It's a kind of love where they can feel productive. They're doing something, you know, by themselves, but they're with a group of people. They're on their own, but they're in a group of people.
I like that.
So it's a nice supportive environment. They've got us as coaches, they've got their little teammates around, but at the end of the day, they're the one doing the activity. So I think
hey Dean, hey Joe. Oh, Sarah, how you going?
There you go. Sarah's been in this morning.
Hey!
See, Sarah can do it with a dodgy ankle.
Look out.
So no matter what's wrong with you, we can always
excuse.
We can always accommodate whether you've got gammy leg or one arm. We can help you on your journey with what you want to do.
That's it, and I think that's incredible, especially for. I mean, I suffer from extreme anxiety and stuff as well. And,
you can tell now that you don't like shackling.
And this is what's so cool, right? Is it like if you find something that you're super passionate about, it brings you out of that.
For sure.
That's why, like because even when you guys said, "Oh, we've got like group classes," in my head, I was thinking, "No, fuck that,
no way."
No, I just got to train them because that's how I do everything.
Everything
is on my own, and that is from Mason. And so it was just. It's such an incredible gift to be able to give yourself, to find something that you can tap into. And also, I suppose, from a business entrepreneurial point of view as well, it's been incredible that you both have been able to build up so much resilience and tap into that fire in your purpose, because that helps drive you big time.
You have to be. You don't get up at 5 a.m. every morning and go home at 8 if you don't love something.
And it comes from your soul, right?
Yeah.
You can tell that this is something that means a lot to you guys. It's not.
And it's not for everyone. You get so many people come in and say they want to be a boxer. I want to box, I want to fight. And
They're the worst.
You know, they played like Knockout Kings 3 when they were 8 on the Sega. I want to be a boxer. I want to, I have to do this, and you're like, okay, let's do a half a training session. Let's do, and they're like, I can't swear, can I? So
no, we already have.
We've
dropped some F-bombs now. They say
so I'll keep it professional.
Thank you.
No, gosh darn it, that's not for me. I can't. And they're scared of the hard work. They don't realise that, we if you do want to compete, we get a lot of people coming in, they want to compete. I'm like, okay, you've got to put the work in. We will break you in the nicest way. We'll break you in here, so you know what it feels like, at the end of round one. The end of round one in any combat tournament is you will feel the same after the 2-hour non-stop session in any gym. It's hard work, and people underestimate it. Even with sparring, people are like, I'm coming to spar. Like after one round, they're like, oh my God, I've never felt so tired in my life. And that's 2 minutes of 2 minutes of your life.
And it's just adrenaline, and it's not a fitness fatigue. It's just different.
We do try and stipulate that it's not an easy ride, and it's not for everyone. You might want to come in and say, I want to do this, I want to do that, and like, when it comes down to it, just train, just do it for the love of training. Don't do it for the love of
And I think that's what's so good about here is that we have such a mixture of people. Like we have the competition team who will work with complete beginners. Like we have every age group, every social dynamic. Like we're not a cookie cutter like gym. It's everyone. We're lucky we have such a diverse.
Well, that's what I loved about you guys. Like, and you could feel how genuine you guys were. But I also liked your fire, because for me especially, like, and a lot of people, like I can be very, very, like, I love to be alone. Once the adrenaline's like gone, it's like get the fuck away. You know what I mean? And then, but like I have like different, and you would be too like this. You'd see people like they step into like really deep intensity, and it can be like I can put my body through and my mind through a lot of excruciating pain to get to where I want to go.
For sure.
But also then have to tap into a certain amount of adrenaline to push myself to do that. And then afterwards I'm just like, I need to go and rock back and forth in the corner.
Sit in the shower and wash it all off, get up.
It is. It's definitely.
Yeah, that's it. So, and this is what I love about you guys is that you're bringing so much of this to people. And I remember it might have been the first time I came here, and we were talking about like FIFO workers and guys as well. And you also help a lot of guys here that are suffering from depression and anxiety. They're coming in for their classes and doing FIFO, and they find this really helpful as well.
And it's something, I guess, when they're away, a lot of them, they're missing out on their family time, they're missing out on weekends. Then they get home and all their friends are at work, so they're on their own. So it's like, what are you doing during the day? And then it's like, or they're bored. So it's like, get a little group of them and they message around and come in and do some training and some rounds and just help them feel like they're part of, a little community here, and it's a bit of an outlet. And so no, it is good. It's all growing, like it's all, the community is getting bigger.
And again, just trying to make people feel positive.
Welcome as well,
Just coming in and hitting stuff makes you feel great.
And we just
well, you saw me because I was like shitting myself when I came in, because I'm not used to doing any of this. And I do think about a lot of dark shit, I have to admit, but we won't go there. Because when I came in, that's what you said, what does she want to do? And she said, she just wants to hit shit.
That's most women, we're like, there's a reason you're here, and it's not to do Pilates. So you're here to hit things.
I think that's one of the biggest stress relievers of all time. Anyone can be having a shitty day and, come in for an hour or half an hour, you haven't got a minute to think about
No,
what's
you
going on
haven't,
in your
yeah.
personal life or your
No.
outside world.
It's not like at the
you're
gym where
in,
you're
your
like, oh,
gloves
I'm
are
going
on.
to do, 10 reps of this bicep and then I'm going to press this. There's no, it's not. If your gloves are on, go. Like, there's no time to sit back and go, oh, I'm just going to count my reps. Or,
Or what am I having for
The
tea?
dinner or-
Or the
no,
kids have got
you're
homework
right.
and
Yeah.
nobody's pants to wear.
No, your mind is very much on, I know for me, like you would have seen
Super
all the
busy.
concentration.
Concentration, yeah.
I can see the cogs turning in mind. You're thinking of excuses of like, switch on,
Yeah, that's it. Because
Yeah.
I would overthink what I was doing and trying to get the technique, because I like to do the best that I absolutely can, and then I'm like, come on,
Step up.
Your own worst enemy.
If you're always going to chase perfection, then you never. I mean, no one's perfect. You can only do the best you can, and as long as it doesn't matter what you look like, as long as you know you're giving your best and you're 100%, and you're going to go out feeling good. Anyway, let's not go
Well,
there.
that is very empowering, and for me especially, because I was very keen from a self-defense point of view to be able to take care of myself. That was another reason why, because I wanted to know that if I was in a situation, well, I could beat the fuck out of someone.
And even if you can't, I think you can. So that makes you so much better.
So what we taught Mandy was a groin shot and then bite the nose. So if you want
swinging off people's back like my kick,
Scratching,
use a handbag, keys, whatever. So
no, you better tell them what you did.
no, we did actually legit stuff. There was no groin shot, so we were quite safe there. So close a couple of times. Had to move back quickly, but it was right.
I think that's a lot of thing that women sort of think, oh, it's for like self-defense, and we get that misconception a lot of times as well with people going, oh, boxing's like, it's violent. And it's actually probably one of the least violent. Like, it's so controlled. It's skill set, it's mindset. You never get in there as sparring or hitting the bag and be like, I can take someone's head off. Like, you get in there, you take a breath, you relax yourself, you check in, you start to put your skills to work. So I think that's the biggest misconception, especially for women. They're like, oh, it's so violent and blah, blah, but it's not at all.
We've had one broken nose in 2 years.
That's good.
That's great. Considering how many people have fallen off their bikes, cut themselves surfing, fallen down a pothole. Everyone comes in injured, not from
There's
boxing.
more broken noses from footy, collarbones, from skateboarding,
and bike riding.
So, and the parents, especially with the little ones, like, oh no, it's don't want them getting hurt, and they'll go and buy them a skateboard and send them down a hill like this, and then the next minute they're in a brace and with 2 arm casts and can't wipe their own arse. They can't put boxing's too dangerous for them. So
well, this is good because it helps with mindset and discipline, accountability, and a lot of things which are all incredible skills that a lot of kids don't get the opportunity to have. And it's also like we are brainwashed not to be like that, not to think for ourselves. So that's why it's so important to have an opportunity to come here, whether you're a child or an adult, to be out, especially if you feel like you just want to start stepping it up for yourself.
Exactly. And we found a lot of, especially we notice it more with the kids, but now so with adults, like you were saying, there's this thing that where kids need to be perfect. Where if you
can blame all this for perfection, social media,
they see it on social
media,
or mum and dad says they've got to do this and be that, and kids think when they do something wrong, that's a failure. It's not a failure. It's a learn, because it's a lesson. But they are, and it's transferring now to adults, being like, if you don't master something in the first attempt, I failed at that. I'm not very good at that. I'm not going to do that. And that's a really bad mental place to be in for kids and for adults.
It's a shame because, like I say, with social media, everyone puts up what people want to see. You can live an amazing life on social media. You can be the perfect example of what perfect, the Peter Perfect from Perfectville. you actually go and see Peter Perfect, and he lives in a shitty little 1-bedroom apartment unit somewhere and
yeah.
eats a tin of beans every night, but you know, you just see this here and
they're like, oh, so they watch their favourite UFC fighter and he does this and this, or their boxer, and it's like, but he's practiced that millions of times. He does that every day.
Works his ass off.
So I think that we try to instill that a lot in the kids. It's they say it, don't call it repetitive and don't call it a drill, but it is. That's what they need.
You've got to be
Kids need
repetitive.
to
You've got to do one thing 1,000 times rather than 1,000 things.
And it's not a fail. You know, it's not a I didn't do it. That was a fail.
And not only that, I think people always feel like once they get to a place and they've made it, but you will never fucking feel like it doesn't matter how far up the food chain of whatever it is that you want to be in.
There's always going to be someone better.
And you've got to be okay with that.
Of course. Or someone there's going to be, you know, I mean, with us, there's going to be better coaches coming along who will take our place. And we're like, great, learn from them. Then come back and teach us what they've taught you as well. So we're always trying to develop, we're always trying to learn, we're always trying to better ourselves, so
you want to be always,
we can pass on these experiences to you guys, and you know, get this whole experience for everything a whole lot better.
And it says a lot for both of you, and you know, this is the thing. It's so important to always feel like you're learning and to teach yourself new things and be available to that, and to not like, if someone knows more than you, not to like go, well, I don't like you know more than me. I mean, how cool is it to have an opportunity to be able to like learn from someone to, as you said, like better yourself.
And say not only for us as coaches, but we will get some clients like that will be like, oh, well, that's not how I do it. I've been taught a different way, and I'm like, that's awesome. But I'd love for you to learn this way as well. Like, you know, like, because that's great too. Like, that's great. For you to be like, I know how to do that.
Two variations, have two weapons.
Then
you've got the choice of both. You know, learn. Just learn.
That's it. That's awesome. And so we're going to wrap up in a minute. These guys are super busy. They've got some clients rocking up soon. So
it's dinner time. We're going to eat.
I've already done that. Again, eat again.
Take the dog for a walk.
That's it. And so, is there something that you just like to say that you're super passionate about, that you just like to leave with people? I mean, obviously, like I've got a link to these guys. I'll put it underneath the live stream as well and tag them so that you can contact them personally. We'll put the details in there. And then you can contact them about their packages and what they're offering and so forth. But what's something that's really meaningful to you that you want to pass on today?
Oh, I love, there was a meme that went around, and I always think about it because I hear it every day from someone, and it was like, oh, I don't think I'm going to start because I'm not fit enough or I'm not ready. Do you, and then someone said, but do you say, oh, it's kindy, I'm not going to go to school because I'm not smart enough to go there. You've got to start somewhere. You've got to learn somewhere. We're not born athletes or born, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm not going to learn to drive until I can drive.
I'm not going to drive a car.
I know.
I don't know what people are waiting for. Like, get on it. Like, just give it a go. Like, just get in there, because it's a great sense of, you know, and you would feel that, like, you were like, oh, and then you came in and you're like, this is bloody good. Like, you know, I think.
I think we could big ourselves up all day long and be like, come to us. But just if you're interested, just come down and have a look, meet us, have a look at the place, see what you think. If it's right for you, it's right for you. If it's not, it's not. But we'll do our best to help whoever comes through the door from whatever background you've got. You know, if we can help and get you on a fitness journey.
Because I think a lot of people are like, boxing gym, it's like some scary, and then they come in, they're like, not at all like that. And I was like,
it's not. Awesome.
We're just the ungym gym, like we're like ungym going people. Like, I know people was like, oh, like fitness and stuff. I'm like, no, we just hang out and hit bags and stuff.
That's it. And there's so much value in shifting yourself out of your comfort zone, and that was another reason why I did it, right? Because you know, people who follow me, they know I'm very determined about shifting myself out of my comfort zone every single day. I've got to do something to scare me, and that's what helps build your confidence. And especially if you do suffer from anxiety.
So you're going to spar next time?
I'm looking forward to my
live stream that.
But it's just so cool to be able to do. It is you are gifting yourself with such incredible talents and skills by doing that, because the more you step up for yourself, the more you step up and shift yourself out of your comfort zone, the more you keep promises to yourself, right?
Yes.
And hold yourself accountable and responsible, then you will be able to just like do so much more incredible things for yourself.
Yeah.
And it'll help drive you to step up more for whatever your passion is as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Skill
for
for
sure.
life. Yeah. Any martial arts it's a skill for life.
Yeah.
You'll, wherever you travel, you step into any boxing gym or combat, it's the same. You know, you're taught the same principles. So it's it really is. You are gifting yourself something pretty amazing.
And it will give you the confidence to go anywhere in the world. You could go to any boxing gym in the world.
We just had a 10-year-old here on Saturday from Canada.
Oh,
he missed his boxing so much and sparring, so he found us on Instagram, and his coach has messaged and said, amazing, thank you so much for having him. And we were like, anytime, boxing is a global community. It's amazing. So anywhere in the world,
So that's how we met, wasn't it?
Yeah.
All around the world.
There you go. So look out. So anything can happen, right?
So this is one of our clients, Christy. Christy,
did you want to stick your head in and say,
come and get on the podcast, come and say hi to everyone.
you can come and...
she's going, what the hell?
Of course we bring the dog.
If you can get in the ring. Jeez.
So Christy's one of our boxing devotees. Her son Soren trains with us as well, and Christy's here, 5 days? You train 6 times a week? Yes. She loves it. So it's good. It's a good family down here.
So what can you say about SkyBox? What?
Things we're paying.
That I'm the better coach.
The dog, that's what she comes for. The dog.
He just stays in the office and drinks coffee all the time and doesn't really do anything. It's slave labour, really. That's what it is. Me and Bree do all the work. So.
No, it's got family environment, and it's always fun and always happy, and no bitching and no carry on and no nonsense. And
Well, that's what we bitch behind your back. You know, when you don't pull your finger out. Honestly, don't, there's bitching. Believe you me.
Funny. So
Okay, guys, we're going to wrap this up, and thanks so much for today, and thanks to you guys.
Yeah, thank you for coming
listening
in.
to us.
It's our first
Ramble
podcast,
on.
Podcast Cherry. There you go.
It's our potty.
Baby. Lots of stuff happening. So, we should do another one. You guys
for sure.
that would be so much fun.
If you guys want to sit there and listen to us talking shit again,
There
it
we
probably
go.
means nothing. So it's all good.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
Okay, well, big hugs to everyone. And don't
Thanks,
forget
guys.
to be your own superhero and raise a bar and
Yes.
bring the
Yeah,
fire.
for sure.
Okay.
And learn to box.
Hey! Okay, love you all. See you later.
See you. Bye. Bye. You still there?
Yes, we're still there.